Not only is this company spending more than 3 times the monthly budget on paid ads, but they get 40% more leads from organic, and those leads are a lot easier to deal with than the paid leads. And this is why I always recommend going organic first. What we're looking at here is a download of a report from Google Analytics for a remodeling company who is in a pretty big city in Arizona. And on the left side in orange, we have their paid traffic. So this is people visiting their website from Google Ads. And on the right side, we have organic. So this is mostly people finding their website through Google Maps. And just to illustrate what that looks like, if I type in remodeler near me, like most people would, I'm going to see some sponsored results. So this sponsored result here, this is a Google ad, and so is this one. If I click on either one of those, I'm going to end up at their website and they will have paid for that click. Below that, we've got Google Maps. And so these companies are showing up here not because they paid, but because Google has decided that they are the best results to show me. So if I end up at their website from here, that's considered organic. So these charts on this report are comparing these two traffic sources. And as we can see, orange is paid, blue is organic. We have roughly the same amount of traffic coming from both. There's actually a bit more organic traffic coming than paid. And I happen to know that this company spends $3,500 every month on paid traffic, and they pay $1,000 a month on organic traffic. So they're getting a lot more for their money, at least traffic-wise, from organic than they are paid. Now, if I scroll down to here, I like this chart too because this gives me more information about what the trend is. We installed Google Analytics and started watching back in around the beginning of June, and we can see like things ramped up pretty quickly. In 2 weeks, they were hitting this little peak here, and every month their organic traffic has continued to go up. And same has happened for paid, just a little bit less dramatic of a rise because our budget's been roughly the same ever since. The reason it's going up could be market conditions and also the ads just optimizing. The reason organic goes up is because we are moving up in the ranks and people are seeing us more often. Now we scroll down a little farther, this is where it gets really interesting. So what this section here is showing, this is the leads. So we can see between form submissions and phone calls from paid, we have 39, and on organic we have 60. So about 40% more came in from organic than they came in through paid. And why I'm pointing this out is because of what I said earlier. This company spends $1,000 a month on organic and $3,500 a month on paid. So they're spending a lot more money to get a lot less leads through paid advertising. And this is why I always recommend companies get their organic stuff locked down first before moving to paid. That's the typical route that I always recommend people take. And this is why. It's because organic is almost always a much higher ROI than paid. That's one. Return on investment. You get a lot more bang for your buck from organic, typically. The other thing, there's two other things. The second thing is that if I stop paying for that orange traffic right now, I'm not going to get any tomorrow. It's going to go to zero. I will get 0 leads from that tomorrow if I stop paying. On the organic side, this company pays $1,000 a month. If they stop paying that, as long as their website doesn't break, then they're going to keep getting leads for a while. And they might lose some rankings over time, and their competitors might overtake them because their competitors continue to get better at the organic. But for the most part, like they have a lot more longevity in this investment. It's like an investment in the future. They don't have to keep paying to play. And paying to play, it's a double-edged sword. The good thing is you can start paying today and play tomorrow. The bad thing is if you stop paying today, you stop playing tomorrow. With organic, you pay now, and in the future, you will be able to play. And it requires much less investment to continue playing. And for most contractors who watch my channel, like spending $3,500 a month might not be like feasible for you right now. And so you can't even afford to pay to play. And there's people out there that say, oh, you can just spend $500 a month. If you talk to Google, they will gladly take $500 of your dollars every month. But for the most part, it's not really going to work for you because you're not investing enough. On the flip side, you could throw $500 a month in SEO. And while it won't happen overnight, typically, in 6 to 12 months, you can get results like this. And you can keep them much easier with a much smaller investment. So that's the second thing, is it's just a much better investment. For most companies, if you look at it like dollars and cents, you get a lot more bang for your buck from going organic, which just means like getting yourself on Google Maps and getting reviews. The third thing is the quality of leads. So let's go back to the Google example here. So most people skip ads. I'm one of those people. I do a Google search. I see the word sponsored or I see ad next to it or whatever. Like, I ignore ads. I have been practicing ignoring ads my entire life. When commercials come on the TV, I mute that. So I'm just someone who skips ads, and I ask everybody. I talk to a lot of people every week, and I always tell them this. Hey, I always skip ads. What about you? And like 99% of people I talk to skip over the ads. And they go straight down here. Okay, we're out of the ads. Now I can find my own thing. And somebody who skips the ads goes down here. They're going to read some reviews. They're going to look at photos. They're going to go to your website. They're going to learn about who you are and what you do. And they're going to get to know you a little bit. And especially something like remodeling, this is the path they follow. Very few people just call the first number, because they want to do some due diligence. They want to know who they're dealing with before they call anybody. And so by the time this kind of person who skipped all the ads, they read the reviews, they went to your website, they digested it for a while, and now they're calling you, these type of people are always a lot more serious about working with you. They answer the phone when you call. They want to get an estimate. They already know something about you. They read the reviews. A lot of the times they've already decided, like, this is the company I want to work with, as long as everything else checks out. So these are really good leads to get. You don't need very many of them to close a deal and get a job. Now, on the flip side, let's just talk about somebody who is an ad clicker. Like, if I type in remodeler near me and I call the first company I see, I'm not doing any due diligence. My due diligence is I'm going to call this company and this company, and I'm going to say, hey, can you all come out to my house on Tuesday? And I'm just going to get bids from everybody, and then I'm going to probably choose the lowest bid. So I invested almost no time in doing my due diligence, so I'm a lot less serious. That's why when you get leads through ads, a lot of times they don't answer the phone, or they're just a lot harder to reach, because they didn't really invest much in reaching out to you. They just clicked the first thing they saw and they contacted you. So in general, paid leads are a lot less serious about working with you, and it requires more of them to close a deal. On the flip side, people that come in organically who find you on their own and do their own due diligence before reaching out to you, they're a lot more serious, and they're typically a lot easier to work with. So if we go back to this chart, not only is this company spending more than 3 times the monthly budget on paid ads, but they get 40% more leads from organic, and those leads are a lot easier to deal with than the paid leads. And this is why I always recommend going organic first.